Some brands offer you low finance, or cashback, or servicing.
Renault don't do ors. We do ands. The Renault Kadjar with 1.91% APR and €1,000 cashback and 3 years servicing, saving you thousands. Renault, the brand with the ands. Visit your local Renault dealer. Finance is made under a hire purchase agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Deposit required subject to lending criteria. See Renault.ie.
Well, what's the crack? You're all very welcome to episode 27 of Ramble Pod. The 27th Ramble Pod, which is part of the old Buckshot network, I suppose. Is it a network? Yeah, I suppose it's a fucking network, yeah. Yeah, it is a network, I suppose. If there's more than one podcast coming out under one banner, it is a network. It's for the 5th of December. It is currently the 5th of December. It's just gone into just past 12 o'clock. So while you're all tucked up in your beds, or wherever the fuck you're listening to this in this country, it could be like our man Brian in Australia. Shout out to Brian in Oz, who's on today. A brand new Patreon to the whole thing. He's probably fucking, I don't know, are they 24 hours ahead? I don't know. Sure, look, it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, getting this recorded. Oh, Jesus Christ, we've switched, lads. We've gone to the big time. We've gone over to Spreaker. So if you, like I said to you last week, if you are on SoundCloud, be getting off that fucker. Then cowboys are going to the side, because even talking to Brian this morning and a couple of other people now since changing, I changed it this morning to Spreaker, thanks to my podcast guru, Gordo of those conspiracy guys. He said, Tom, they're fucking cowboys. They are cowboys. You need to be fucking leaving them lads behind. They're gone. They're rotten. And look, SoundCloud is grand if you're just tipping away, throwing out the odd podcast. But if you want to hit the big times, you got to be moving with the fucking times and getting on with the new crowd. And Spreaker, while they are a few more bob, you kind of get what you fucking paid for, you know what I mean? Because I found out like that podcasts were going fucking missing, and the episodes were going missing when people downloaded them and shit like that. Sure, what's the point in fucking doing a podcast if it's coming out dog shit out the other fucking end? So, like that, feel free if you're having any issues. I can only tell when you tell me. So be telling me if any of them podcast apps are acting the fucking bollocks on you. But the likes of Spreaker, they're in the main. They're part of, you're putting on your big boy trousers when you're going with the likes of these crowds, and there's no more making around really. This is fucking straight in, no kissing. They're all they're all like, they're linked in with everybody really, you know what I mean? They're Spotify, the whole fucking lot. So I mean, if you are on SoundCloud, yeah, I'm gonna just not fucking pay them, but there's free access. So I suppose they'll leave a couple of episodes up each week, but you'll have none of the back catalogue to go to, and it would seem it's a bit untrustworthy. I'll be basing it from Spreaker, and everything out of that will be just spreading out then. But no matter, don't worry, if whatever other platform you're on, whether it's the podcast app or Castbox or Podbean or whatever the fuck, you're grand. You don't have to do a fucking thing. But know that it's there'll be no more fucking mickying around like these crowds have been doing. And I've been kind of putting it off, and the next thing, Gordo just stepped in last week. He was like, Tom, you need to be sorting this shit out. Like, you can't be having these fuckers, because they're cowboys. And there's a few more bob to be fucking made eventually, because it goes in the long run. More people are going to find it. SoundCloud kind of keeps it fucking hidden down the back of the sofa, the bollocks. But more people listen to it, more people find it. You know what I mean? People go over to the Patreon, just like our man Brian in Oz shot over a brand new fucking Patreon today, and like that, that's where fucking Patreon money goes. So if you fancy slinging a couple of dollars at the old podcast, feel free to go for it. Or if you prefer to buy something more solid, go over to the T Republic shop. I'll put all these links in the description anyway, so have an old fucking gander at it. For the people in the Patreon thing, of course, I will be this Friday putting up another episode of the back catalogue from the Tom and Jerry show, which is myself and Jerry McBride of Waterford Whispers fame. We did 3 seasons of the Tom and Jerry show, and it's there for the crack. People want to listen to it, shoot on over. It'll be there exclusively only to Patreons. So that's the fucking crack on that. Jesus, I had some pain in my stones last week. I'm not the tech as savvy as people will have listened to this podcast. They realise this fucking he just doesn't know a thing. Listen, I could run a chainsaw for you and drive a fucking car very well, but as far as tech goes, I don't know what the fuck I did, lads. I don't know what I did. But the SD card recording this fucking thing, for some reason, had a Kraken episode with Dean Rock lined up for last week. Done it all in the can, was blowholding on Instagram that I had it done a week in advance. And, of course, I put it into another recording device I was practicing with, and I formatted it when it asked did you want to format, which is normally fine if you have a recovery device fucking application on your laptop, which I do, because it's happened in the past. But didn't I go ahead and out of the 20 SD cards that were on the fucking table here in front of me, I recorded the intro and outro on over that. And all the fucking tech gurus in the world, like good men and women looking to see could they recover these files for me. Nah. Not a fucking hope. Couldn't be done because I recorded over the fucking formatted disc. Had I not done that, pure fucking bad luck. Out of all the discs cards I could have picked up off the table, I picked up and basically recorded over. It's the modern day version of fucking recording over your mother's fucking favourite Shirley Valentine video, which she had written on the end of the video, do not record over, but the next thing your old lad records the fucking Lennox Lewis fight. And fucking all hell breaks out in the fucking house. That's essentially what I did to myself. And Jesus Christ, I nearly did it to this episode as well. Holy fucking Christ almighty. No luck with it. And of course, fair play to Catherine Lynch. She jumped in last Friday. We got it recorded. And Jesus Christ, I had fucking car trouble then. There's no point in getting into it. There's no point in getting into the fuck. But just car trouble. Fucking, I am driving the ring out of that car. There's no doubt about it. Like, so, look, pain in the stones is over. Good things fucking, see, this is the thing. When something bad happens, what you do is you fucking catch the fucking world in a headlock and go, do you know what, I'm going to squeeze something fucking good out of you cunt, to balance the fucking universe. And now we've joined a new fucking podcast, and we've already, I can see, a lash of new people. It's up on YouTube, it'll automatically go to YouTube too, if that's your bag, but it's going to go fucking everywhere now. It hadn't been going to places, like I said, it was kept on the back of the sofa by them fuckers before. Now, it'll be all out, fucking trousers down, showing its balls to the world. Or it's lady bits, whatever you want to fucking, whatever way. I'm not saying it's gender specific, this podcast, but fucking hell, we're 7 minutes in, we've already gone sideways. Lord Jesus Christ, on Christ above. Oh Lord. I did notice that, do you know, like I don't carry a fucking handbag, you know, as this will come as no surprise to people who's, you know, if it's your first time listening, listen for a couple of more minutes and it'll make fucking sense. Somebody just bought a t-shirt. It just popped up on my phone. Fair play to you. I'm actually trying to get t-shirts. There will be a promo coming for Patreons only, because I was chatting with the good people at T Republic, which is a place you can go and buy any of the logos and all that stuff on anything you really want. Bar hats. I don't think it's on hats over there, but look at it. We'll January is quiet enough. I'm going to pull up the fucking handbrake on everything and get a ton of fucking new gear and everything sorted. But I am trying to sort Real Tree camo t-shirts. No place will fucking do it for me. So it looks like I'm going to have to physically buy the t-shirts myself and get them fucking printed on it. And then just send them out as per people want them. Do you know, that kind of way? I don't know what the fuck I was about to talk about there. Completely lost a podcast guest. You see, I'm getting fucking distracted here. I shouldn't have this phone anywhere near me. The dog now is looking over the sofa at me going, you're some bollocks, I'm supposed to be asleep. Oh, Louis McGee of Damon Ivor fame. Friend of the podcast. He's after starting a new podcast called Bit of Bants. It's about computer games and stuff, and he just asked me if I wanted to be on it next year. I want to join him early next year. I have no fucking idea what to talk about in the way of computer games, but I think it'll be just kind of a laugh at Tom's lack of knowledge of computer games. Anyway, that went a bit fucking sideways. But I did realise, anyway, saying that I don't have a handbag. I do have a man bag, as people, artists of any sort, you have to have some old fucking thing to keep your notebooks in and scripts and shit like that. Because I haven't the pockets. I don't have the pockets to keep the fucking, because you've sheets of papers, and I'm not quite ready, lads, to have a leather satchel. Do you know what I mean? Because the yoke I have, essentially, it's actually I bought in a hunt shop, and it's meant for fishermen. It's made, you know what I mean? It's made by Jack Pike. It looks cool enough, like, but it's kind of rugged, and shite ends up, you know, batteries and stuff for this yoke, and Biros, and whatever else, you know, notebooks and that kind of shit. And it's grand and all the rest of it, but because the car's been in over the weekend, getting fixed, it's like every second fucking thing I'm looking for in my life is in the car. I realise I do have a handbag. It just happens to have 4 fucking wheels and a steering wheel. It's I had to get the bus into town on Saturday. I know, yeah. Bus. Huh? Jesus, where am I going? But I did, because either way I would have gotten the bus in, because it was in, rehearsals were all in town on Saturday. And sure, you know what I mean. May as well take out a fucking mortgage for paying to have your car parked on the street in town all day on Saturday. So got the bus in. Hadn't a fucking scrap of change. Nothing. Had to actually go to an ATM in the morning to get fucking change. And of course, they won't take notes. Why don't they have a tap your card system? Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ, the smallest places selling fags will have a fucking tap your card machine. Mind this fuck. I know they want you to buy a leap card and all the rest so they can keep a track on who the fuck is buying. See, I know what it is. They keep a track on who's who and where their fucking movements are. That's what a leap card is all about. Which to the UK listeners is an Oyster card. I don't know what it is anywhere else in the world. But anyway, that aside, I realised all my change was in the car. Every second fucking thing I'm looking for is in the car. Jesus. So I do. It turns out I do have a fucking handbag. Just happens to have an engine. So the car is fixed. Thank fuck. Got a text this evening. Legend of a fucking mechanic. She broke down, gave me a pain in my fucking stones down on the keys on Friday. Oh, lads. The fucking stress that'd be coming over, man. The stress that'd be coming over, man, at fucking 4:30 down on the keys in Dublin is not a pretty place to be if your fucking car is giving you a pain in your bollocks. Oh, for the love of fuck. Made it up the fucking hill, in over Christchurch, down towards fucking Rathfarnham. Got to fucking turn your she shit to bed. In fairness, I give out plenty about stuff, but the insurance company, they had a fucking truck out in 45 minutes, and my mechanic, he's only over the fucking road, near the Long Mile Road here in Dublin. And, yeah, he fucking got on it, and she's fixed. So, enough of my fucking cribbing. Enough of your cribbing, Tom, you whingy bastard. But, yeah, it was a 36 hours of a serious stone pain. Yeah. And then, of course, when you get cluttered up with stuff, every fucker wants a phone call off you and all the rest of it. But, we came out the other end, and that's the thing. Gave it a kick in the bollocks, and the world straightened itself out. And that's all you have to do. Don't be feeling sorry for yourself at all. Just kick the world in the bollocks, catch in the headlock and say, you fucking owe me something for that dose of bad luck, you fucker, you. Do you know what? I did a good thing. I don't mind saying it. Do you know what? You wouldn't know it's a good thing only to see the happiness in somebody's face. I called into the WSPCA, which is the Wicklow Animal Pound, essentially. We went there to look for a dog one time, and they'd nothing in the way of pups. You know, that kind of way they had, but the next thing the fucking pups we were eyeballing, they were spaniels, were all booked and everything else was kind of a fucking, you know, them dogs would be looking at you sideways. And I don't quite have you'd want to be at home with them all the time to keep them calm, like, because them dogs that look at you, you know, them dogs that give you a sideways look like, I've seen some shit, man, I'll fuck you up. You know, that kind of dog, that's all they had. But I called back in there because we had a carry cage for the dog, which she's grown out of, and her old bed, give it a wash. And I dropped it into him while visiting the grandfather the other day, and I thought they were going to tell me to fuck off, because you go into these places these days, and it's like, if it hasn't fucking, do you know what I mean? It nearly needs to be fucking Garda tested to fucking pass getting into fucking things. You're trying to give away shit for free, like. But in fair, none of that shit. Your man was glowing. He was delighted. He was like, well, fucking thanks a million for that. And he was, you know what I mean? Just, there was nothing in it, but I came away delighted with myself. Then the car shit the bed the following day, but sure, look. That's what I get for being fucking nice. Fuck that. It was, you know what? It actually made my heart, my fuzzy bits feel fuzzy. It was actually a nice thing to do. You should do more nice things. It's not just because it's Christmas. Just do more nice shit. Actually, if you can give a chance to get rid of half your shit, 90% of your shit, give it away to fuck. Oh, Lord. We've been doing that. Been doing a major fucking, trying to trim down everything. Get fucking rid of everything. Live inside in a fucking, just an abattoir of a house. Just steel walls everywhere. Power wash it down. Just a couple of bolted up fucking floor stools. That's all you need. Live like a fucking titan. You'll be grand. You don't need any of that fucking shit. Just need my podcast in your ears and you'll be grand. Oh, yeah. Catherine was some crack. She was some crack, in fairness to him. Jesus Christ, this panto's been a total dream. I'm kind of worried it's been coming too easily to me. You know, that kind of way. They're learning the lines and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, I've done a bit of this in the past. Like, but you know, you'll be stuck in a few things. Like, but in fairness, Trevor that wrote it, he's actually a first cousin. His goal gets very incestuous, this carry on. Like, he's actually a first cousin of a friend of the podcast, Stephen Mullen. He was back in the 60s or 70s, I think. He's in the 70s, I'd say. He was son of a preacher man. We recorded in Teeling's Whiskey. First cousin him. And he wrote, it's fucking hilarious. And he wrote it with me. He didn't write a flat script and said, well, you learn that now. It was actually written, it's written phonetically nearly to how I fucking speak. So there's very little kind of tweaking needs to be done. And then you've Catherine. Then she's, Jesus Christ, she'd just have you in stitches. So we were chatting about her characters the last day. And she gave us a little bit of a taster. But I'm going to catch her over the panto, and we're actually going to do a sit down and actually just interview her through all her characters. So if you're a fan of Catherine Lynch, or you just want to hear some of her characters, go back and listen to last week's if you haven't. If you have questions for some of those characters, which never would have seen the light of day, because she did them in like gay clubs and stuff like that back in the day. Funny shit. So I'm going to have a plethora of questions myself, just to see where she rolls it, because she'll improv the shit out of it. Like, and so if anybody has any questions, fire them on, because I'm going to do a sit down podcast with her and her guests over the panto at some stage. But it's worryingly how easily it's coming to me, because we could get a right slap, because it's like that fucking gig that I was talking about. You get 100 good gigs and all of a sudden you get a slap in the tits. I've been having a good couple of months of fucking stuff, decent, and then car shits to bed. You record over your fucking Dean Rock podcast and a couple other fucking things shit to bed. You know what I mean? So I'm hopeful. Thankfully, they haven't been asking me to do much in the way of dancing or singing, which I kind of told everybody, and everybody kind of knows. Look, stay in your lane. I'm supposed to be fucking funny and saying silly shit, and that's what they seem to be happy with. There'll be a bit of dancing, of course. I'll have to do a bit towards the end, but I'll be doing none of the dance numbers in the middle. They have highly trained professional fucking youngsters there to be doing that carry on, and all the rest of the cast kind of come from that kind of background. They'll be doing all sorts of dancing and singing. If they want me to do some dancing, I'll do a bit of it, but there's no point in me making a complete fucking idiot of myself. I'll do that. I don't mind. That's kind of a given, but there's no point in me fucking, you know what I mean? What are you going to put a fucking, a pig out running in the fucking Grand National? Do you know what I mean? There's a time and a place for my carry on. They'll put me at the side of the stage, clicking my fingers, tapping my toes, nodding along and smiling towards the end to wrap up the show with a big bow. And that'll be all my fucking... Because there's no point. There's no point. You can't fucking... You know what I mean? You can't drill that into a man in his fucking 30s who's never fucking danced a lick or sang a fucking note, only when he's pissed drunk and it's fucking rebel songs or some shite. You know what I mean? You can't be doing that. So, as an update so far, it's all going grand. I haven't broken fucking any kind of a sweat at all. Having the crack running around the place, alright, in rehearsals, but haven't had to fucking make a holy show of myself. Now, we are doing a bit of dancing, I think, on Wednesday, so that could be... I could have a different story for you next week. I could be fucking spitting feathers by next week, but sure, look at it. Fair play to everybody who has actually joined in the old Patreon gang. I've talked about Patreon ad nauseum, but it's a handy way. But as well as that, like I've been saying to people, you can easily tell that the new podcast has gone out on the new platform, because all of a sudden there's people going, I never fucking, Jesus Christ, and people have like some people you can see through the New York had pretty much downloaded the entire fucking catalogue of, which is class. Fucking love it. Chew that shit up. I pump out 2 of these a week if this is your first time listening. Hit subscribe. It's very relaxed setup around here, everybody. But you do get a guaranteed 2 podcasts. And if you're a Patreon, you'll get a 3rd podcast, which will be, at the moment, it's the back catalogue of the Tom and Jerry show. Like I was saying, that'll go up on Friday. But lads are sending me on pictures, and people are actually listening and going, here. And a couple of pictures came in this morning for people. Not one fella in particular. Fair fucks to him. I can't repost this, but he's clearly... I think he's a gentleman of Ulster, but I think he's in the south of England, and he sent it on to me because loving the podcast. He goes, but I said I'll send you a picture, and he's in full fucking riot gear. He's clearly working for some forces of some sort, and by that I don't mean in Star Wars. I'm guessing he's a public servant of sorts, and he's working either the police or army or whatever. But it's full gear, fucking full racked up to the fucking death. The whole fucking shooting gallery, like quality, and like that. I need to know who's listening to this, because I can't physically see. And I like people. I actually do. I know I crib and bitch and moan and everything, but I actually do like people. So do be sending on your pictures if you're fucking, if like that, if you are in the police force, or you're peeling a fucking pig's bladder, or feeding fucking silage to cows, or checking a child's whoop and cough because you're a doctor. Let's be honest, how many doctors are listening to this? Let's get fucking real here. But if that's your bag, send it on. I want to know what you're doing. And if you're happy enough for me to repost it, then I'll repost it. If you're not, tell me. I won't. But it's always cool for everybody. It's a community. It's the Buckshot community, really, isn't it? Fair fucking play to you. I've hit a point in my life, lads, and I know it's kind of sad, but I think it's kind of great. And this is something you should aim for. And look, these little nuggets, people to be talking about aromatherapy for all the overseas people. That was the most Irish way you can say aromatherapy. Just a little nugget of home for you there, lads. Just coming up to Christmas. Aromatherapy. These little things that just enhance your day and all the rest of it, and fucking balance your chi. I can tell you one thing, lads. I'm after hitting a point that I didn't actually consider would give me so much more relaxation. You know the way you be shitting the bed about yolks fucking dying, battery-wise. Like, because a new Tesla is going to give me people more fucking anxiety. Those electric cars, just pure anxiety is all I see. I need a yoke that'll do 1,000 fucking kilometres at least. And then we'll start buying electric. But if it's only doing 300, I can't be fucking talking to you. Because you'll be stressing every second time you sit into the fucking thing that you're going to run out of fucking juice somewhere. I've hit a point, lads, and I've never been there before, where every last fucking yoke in the house is now running off the same charger. Ha! Bar the laptop. But everything is running. The phones, the little backup battery pack for this yoke, which, by the way, is something everybody... You know, you can get the tubular ones that'll just about charge your phone. Go way the fuck. Get one of these yokes. This yoke in particular looks about the size of an iPhone, but it has enough juice in it to power 3 iPhones full. This yoke will save your life. This is desert island shit. Plugs in with the same plug as the phone. Even the smoky old pipey fucking electric yoke that I smoke every so often. Very same fucking thing. Nothing now. Even ourselves phone, ourselves gear, is all on the fucking one charger. So you know, no matter what wire you pick up, you're not trying to jam it into a fucking hole that isn't meant to be in, which sounds dirtier than it actually is. Actually, no, it sounds fucking as dirty as it actually is, but there's no way of cleaning it up or there's no putting that toothpaste back in the tube, as the fella says. Well, there's only one fella. Podcast guest Eddie O'Sullivan has some of the greatest phrases ever, but I'm telling you, it's probably added an extra 10 minutes to my life in the day. Not fucking looking for one charger after another. You know, every charger charges all the same things. I will never go back. This is the point where we're supposed to be. This is what they were saying. They were going to make a law that all chargers were... I'm guessing it's the mini USB. I don't know what it is. It might be a micro USB. I don't know. But it's the fucking same yoke goes into everything. And lads, I'm not joking with you. I'm on cloud 9. It's after. No, this is a sad state of affairs when this is the thing that gets me excited. Isn't it? Jesus. Oh, Christ. I'm actually taking a deep look at myself there, lads, and I'm very sorry. But that is a sad state of affairs, isn't it? Oh. I'm fucking delirious. I'm up again in about fucking 4 hours. But sure, look at who on this is going to listen to me and go, you poor man, you have to go in and talk silly and practice talking silly. You know, who's like, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, what have I've not to crib about really, like, you know what I mean? There's nothing. It's just being a typical fucking, I'm going all panto now, feeling sorry for myself as a total fucking drama queen altogether. Oh, Lord. I'm probably not allowed to say drama queen, am I? That's a new thing. I thought today was April 1st. I was doing more reading of weird shit popping up in my fucking timeline. It must be one thing you spots after another. The first thing up was there's some woman in some university in the UK. This one is getting fucking paid to do this job. I'd love to have a job where you're this fucking idle. Or she says phrases involving meat would have to be outlawed or basically will be fizzled out over the coming years because they really are inappropriate and upset vegans. Things like bringing home the bacon is a phrase that just really, really just is inappropriate. Would you ever fly up my fucking flute, you absolute fucking bullshit artist? Talk about shoveling light into fucking dark corners. You bollocks. That is making fucking work if ever I heard of it. Nobody's cribbing about fucking bringing home the bacon. Almost nobody fucking says that phrase. But if you did, who is going to put their hand... If somebody has a fucking issue with that, I'll slap the fucking neck clean off you. That's all you deserve is a fucking neck slap. Not even a fucking dignity of a punch to the chin. A fucking turn around and I'm going to slap your fucking neck so fucking hard. You fucking clown. Go away and do a day's fucking hard work. Busting fucking rocks in a quarry with a sledgehammer. That's what I'd put you fucking doing. See how worried you are about fucking bringing home the bacon and fucking... Lord and Lord above, like, would you be fucking well? Would you be fucking well? Somebody's paying that woman. She has a wage coming in every week. Turning up in her fucking bank account every week for churning out shite like that. Imagine. Churning out fucking shite like that. Somebody's actually putting physical money that she's able to spend on mortgages, cars and feeding her family for churning out a pile of fucking shit like that. Wouldn't that give fucking ire to a jar of Vaseline, wouldn't it? Fucking hell tonight, the world has gone... That's fucked up. You think the pulling and fucking dragging most of us have to do to fucking make a few bob. And that, a fucking one like that is able to just I mean, fair play to her. She's stealing a fucking living is what she's doing, but, you know, you can only say fair fucking play to her. But, Jesus, lads, fuck off at yourself. Jesus Christ above. Oh, there was some other fucking one, and somebody was having a fucking whinge about phrases. But the big thing was the one that was all over. They had the song. It was Christmas FM, which I think is all over the country. I don't think it's just in Dublin, but Christmas FM. Somebody had a whinge that the song "Baby It's Cold Outside" was. I don't know. I didn't read into it too much because it was like I couldn't give a fuck really. But it did kind of surprise me. It was like, really? Sure, it was a shite song last year as well. What's the fucking problem? Like, and it turns out it's a bit on the rapey side. Yeah, it is. So are some amount of fucking songs when you listen to them are a bit on the fucking creepy side. But 'twas creepy last year. It isn't like it's a new song that's come out. Like your man, what's your man's fucking name? He sang there with fucking Pharrell. Oh, Jesus, was it Robin something or other? Robin Thicke. That song was a bit fucking rapey that he had that time. And nobody had an issue with it. Like, Baby It's Cold Outside is fucking bleak. It's, you know, it's your one with the Welsh accent kind of sings like she's had too many fucking fags. And then Tom fucking Jones. It's a pure dirt song anyway. Like, it was fucking muck last year. And it was a bit filthy last year. But so fucking what? They were two grown-ass adults who chose to sing it. Which I'm guessing was a rip-off from like the 20s or something. Sure, it was fucking weird last year as well. What? Go away and fuck off with yourself. If that's the thing that you're having a crib about. Again, fuck off into a quarry with a fucking hammer. And spend 10 hours inside there smashing rocks. For no reason at all. And come out the other side and go, yeah, I still have a problem with that song. Then we can fucking have a discussion. But you're clearly bone fucking idle, scratching your fucking, either your balls or your flaps, one or the other. You're a fucking idiot. But the one that rightly fucking twisted my brain was the HSE. This is a real thing. The HSE government body have rolled this out into. I kept reading, thinking this is April fucking 1st. Like, they've gotten the date wrong. They've genuinely have brought this out. It's embarrassing to the people who are listening overseas right now, but they've rolled it out into 18 hospitals so far. Why 18, I don't know, but 18 so far. I don't know, to see will it work or what it's supposed to do, but and the plan is to roll it into all the other hospitals next year. But essentially it's all phrases that nurses and hospital staff won't be able to use now when referring to patients. So they won't be able to use, I didn't write them down, but it's along the lines of you can't call them pet, love, terms of endearment, essentially. You can't use the phrase, like if you're describing somebody, you can't go, you one with the hip. You can't say that. Sure, if 'tis the one with the hip, 'tis the one with the hip. If 'tis me with the hip, 'tis your man with the fucking hip. I'm hardly going to get fucking stressed out. I have two hips. You know what I mean? What the fuck, like? And then, what was the other one? Oh yeah, you can only refer to somebody, I think, but if you are referring to them, you've got to call them by their bed number. Well, that's the fucking saddest shit I've ever heard in my life. Huh? You wake up after you go in, I'm telling you now, here's the fucking thing. I've woken up after a couple of fucking nasty ones, like, and I remember I had a fucking cracked fucking breastplate one time, and this one says, take 2 of them tablets there, love. And she brought me down some toast. Well, I'm not fucking kidding you. You want that sort of fucking mothering. Do you know what I mean? Mothering. Yeah. You fucking need that shit. You can't be, hi, bed 207-396. Would you like some toast? Jesus Christ, sure, you may as well roll a fucking robot in there altogether. That's what fucking bedside manner is all about. How far would fucking Florence Nightingale have gotten if she started rocking in going, hey cunt, here's your fucking grub. You want this shit. You know what I mean? Listen, the HSC, I'm telling you what they're fucking doing, the cute fuckers. I'm telling you now what they're doing. They've gotten some cute fucking PR fucker in who's used to getting fucking like creepy old celebrities off fucking weird shit. I guarantee you they're playing the old fucking watch the hand because the other hand is doing something else trick. You know, sleight of hand. Sleight of hand. That's where I was trying to get to there. That's my brain. Look, lads, it's 12:30. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's all they're doing. It's a fucking snag list. That's all it is. Listen, here's a little inside track. For the years I spent in the buildings, you've probably heard about this before. But the reality is, right, this is what you do. if you're buying a house, right, and you need to be aware of this shit. If you're thinking of buying a house next year, right, and you're going to buy it off a builder, say in a housing estate of some sort, right, it's a bang new house, right. Now to get your mortgage, unless you're ludicrously loaded and you rock up with cash in a briefcase, but to get your last payment on a mortgage, you actually have to you have to have an engineer on your behalf to go in at every level, whether it's foundation, floor level, wall plate, first floor, all these things. These are different stage payments, but the final stage payment can only be handed over if the engineer signs off in the building, right? Now, he'll walk around the house, possibly with the contractor, the builder, or whoever, but he may walk in there by himself. He or she may walk in there by himself, and they'll pick out fucking 24 things that need fucking sorting before he can sign off on the final payment. And that's the snag list. He'll make fucking 2,000 of them. I've done a bunch of them myself. It'll be things like that bit of skirting board there needs to be a bit longer. The fucking joints over there aren't meeting. There's silicone around that sink there. It's a bit fucking gammy. You want to sort that out. That light fitting is fucking not centered on the room. Basic old fucking things, right? And do you think that happens by accident? No. What happens is the builder has a snagger typically work for him. What you normally find is that snaggers are like old fellas who were carpenters one time, right? And they're tasty at a bit of everything. Small bit of floor level and small bit of plaster and small bit of painting. Tasty fellas to touch up an old job. And they will leave all those things in place. All those fucking mistakes, in inverted commas, in place for the engineer to come in and spot. Because if you fucking didn't, if you had the house to what you think is tip-top, 100% ready to rock, the engineer needs to justify his payment rocking up to the place. Because the last thing the engineer can do is walk in and go, yeah, she's spot on. There we go, we'll sign that. He or she won't. They'll go to the fucking nth degree and they'll start picking out shit that'll cost big money to straighten out that really doesn't need straightening. You know what I mean? Like, they'll start measuring door jams and all the rest of it. Millimeters will come into it and it'll fucking cause a shit show for everybody. So everybody's happy. If the snagger leaves a couple of things, like an old plug socket is a bit crooked, he'll come in, straighten all them things. Call back in a week, lads. I'll have all that straightened out for you. In the meantime, it's a false flag. The clients, they don't know any the wiser. They're fucking delighted their builder has found, or their engineer has found all these things. The engineer's delighted that he's found all these things, but it's like a wink and a nod. Unless you're a thick fucker of an engineer, you know what's going on. But everybody's happy. The snagger's happy, the builder's happy, the client's happy, the engineer's happy. And invariably the bank will be happy because the engineer will sign off on it, mortgage payment over. There you fucking go. It's a false flag. That's what the fucking HSE are doing. There's some shite going on. Well, they're on their fucking knees anyway. It's been run like a fucking shit show anyway. And it's not down to the staff that are the regular Joes and Josephines that are working in the job. It's from the top down. It needs to be run like a fucking business. Keep it public. But you need to be sending a team in there that are probably going to make a cut out of it if it's being run like a proper business. Would also care for clients. It's this bullshit about don't be calling somebody love. Are you fucking joking me? Do you think that's the last thing on any... Like, you go in there with a compound fracture after you've fucking fallen off a ladder. Your fucking shin is sticking out through the skin. You're getting wheeled in, screaming your fucking head off. All you want is morphine. And some nurse comes up to you with 2 fucking morphine and go, take them there, love. You're hardly going to fucking scream into her face and go, what did you fucking call me? Did you call me love? Right, back up this fucking thing. I'm suing the lot of you. This bitch called me fucking love. You're not, like, you'll be delighted with a small bit of fucking comfort. So go away and fly up my fucking hole. I don't know what we're going to do with that information, lads. I'm just putting it out there. There's people far more smarter than me listening to this podcast, so I don't know. If we're going to make a protest about it, let's do something. But I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about it, lads, but I'm just putting it out there. That's my take on the fucking thing. I've been asked a few bits today, few people today, including Brian and Oz. They were asking, I got messaged over the weekend to see what I thought of it, and I did. I messaged a few boxing friends to see what their take on the whole thing was the Wilder versus Fury fight. What a fucking fight. God, it'd put your faith back in boxing again, wouldn't it? What an absolute banger. From fucking beginning to end. He's some... Jesus Christ. And they do not move like fucking heavyweights. Giants. Like fucking nearly 7 foot tall, the two of them. Like, and they, like, especially like Fury. Look, I'm uneducated. I've done a bit of fighting. I know a few boxers. I've been to a few boxing matches. But let's be honest. I'm not an educated fucking boxing man. I don't. But I could even, as the man says, well, I say man, it was a guy I worked with for years, Dick Shelley. Some of the greatest phrases you'll ever hear. A phrase that's poignant for this one was, Jesus, Tommy, a blind man could see that out his ear. I think what it means, and I'm not fully sure, but I think it means that shit was blatantly obvious. Everybody in the world. Yeah, he knocked him down twice, but that only counts in points. Do you know what I mean? You can't get... But look, here's the reality of it, and everybody knows. If you're going to... They wanted a fucking rematch. When they saw it kind of half heading to a rematch, their happiest times would have been when he dropped him twice, because it was like, get the fuck back up and we'll call this a draw. Because it was perfect for it. More money. But the reality is, if it's home turf rules. Like, I remember talking with a guy years ago. He'd won the heavyweight world Muay Thai championship, Thai boxing championship, and essentially he'd made 3 attempts at this. Like, he'd gotten into 3 different fucking either tournament finals or fighting a champion. And basically, he says you could kick your man's fucking head down into his fucking arse, but unless you kill him in Thailand, if it's the fighters in Thailand, you haven't a hope. They just blatantly go, nah, you didn't win that, didn't see it. So he essentially had to kick your man into fucking Rosette and kill his mother and blow him out through the fucking wall of the arena to win the fucking thing. From just go, right, well, we have to give it to you. And it's the same. If it goes back over to England, which it should, do you know what? You could watch your man Fury talk all day, couldn't you? Yeah, you'd have to rate him over. Like, he's such good crack without being, you know, a pain in the... Like, in fairness to McGregor, like, he's good crack, but at times when you're going, oh, Jesus Christ, fucking hell tonight did you have to say that? Like, but with your man, he's some crack. He'd just be chatting away and go, yeah, well, yeah, I think it was a fair fight. Deontay Wilder, I have to say, great fighting man. I thought I won it. I thought I won that fight. But, do you know what? Let's have a song. And he just starts singing in the middle of it. How fucking... I love it. I fucking love it. He's an entertainer. And he Jesus Christ, like, talk about and what kind of freak is he? The guy loses 10 stone in 2 years to get in shape for this fight. And has a camp of 9 weeks. And goes like that. Can still swing as fast as that with his jabs and everything in the 12th round. Holy fuck. By the time the rematch comes around, now I know your man will have shaped up a small bit like Wilder, but I can't see it. I can't see it fucking changing. Other than he knocks, like I think it'd be a fair decision. I'm guessing it won't be as blatant because the Americans don't give a bollocks, like they don't, especially in boxing, and it kind of ruins boxing a small bit, like. But I mean, you know, you have to kind of want, like, you know, it makes it a bit pro wrestling, isn't it? When they, you know. I mean, I'm not saying they got to bring electrics into it, like, but they could easily put sensors. You know what I mean? Easily put, like, you could set up a fucking, you know, a laser technology to actually count the actual landed punches and all the rest of it, like. But the interpretation couldn't be further from what actually happened. And this is talking with people like Spike and stuff like that this morning. Hands down, despite the 2 drops, even though because he jumped up like fucking the Undertaker out of the thing. That fight was Fury's all day long. But you know what? Doesn't it all give us another one to get excited with? I was eating black puddings at 4 o'clock in the morning with tea. Very excited with myself. Very happy. Got 12 rounds of a great boxing match. Bit disgusted with the fucking decision because you were guaranteed on the money he'd won. But yeah, fuck it. We got another one for next year. So that's that, gang. Like I said, we're moved over to the big boys. So if you are on SoundCloud, be getting off SoundCloud. Most people really aren't. Don't worry. Whatever other podcast app you're listening to, you're grand. Stay where you are. If you do feel like contributing, go on over to Patreon and fling a couple of dollars at the old fucking podcast there. I think they're sticking a couple of ads on this yoke now. Sure, look at whatever you can do. I don't know if I'll make a bean off them, but sure, look at. They won't get in too many of our ways. We'll be all right. Look at, if you're looking to follow, I keep on saying look at. Why do I skip? Anyway. If you want to follow me on any social platforms, jump on. Tom O'Mahony Comedy will find it. If you want to email the old podcast, go for it. It's buckshotpodcast@gmail.com. If you've got some long form stuff to be sending me, fucking feel free. I will reply at some stage. Chatty Snaps is Tom Bear O'Mahony. Follow it on Twitter if you want to follow the podcast direct. I will be getting more active with the Twitter one other than just putting up stuff about... I'll be putting up more stuff about the things we'll be talking about and stuff like that, but I'm going to lay out a kind of an outline as to what I'm going to do on a weekly basis, because you can't be just going half-arsed at this stuff. You people deserve more. Like I said, head over to the Tea Republic shop if you want to gander yourself some stuff for Crimbo and everything else. Give it a rating. Whatever platform allows you to rate it. I know the podcast app and Apple allows you to rate it. Give it a fucking rating. Give it a high one. And tell all your friends about it. Now, lads, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go away, enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you on Friday.